Welcome back to Sunrise Daily. Well, now we're joined by Mr. Darren Walker, who is the president of Ford Foundation. Thank you for joining us this morning.
Happy to be here, Chamberlain.
You look like you've had some Nigerian local delicacy we call fufu here. You look nice and sharp.
Thank you very much.
Have you had any of the local delicacy here?
Well, I will tell you that the thing about this great country and Lagos as a city is that it's a global city. I mean, it's the thing that I see when I come, and I've been here countless times. And every time I come to Lagos, I am amazed at the transformation underway, the change, the progress, the dynamism, the urbanism. This is truly a global city.
Well, thank you. But let's talk about what you do, Ford Foundation. I mean, it's like they've been there for like forever. Everybody will always say that. But in terms of what you do, how do you measure impact if you're getting the kind of results which keeps you going?
Sure. Well, the Ford Foundation has worked in West Africa for 6 decades. In fact, all the way back to the 1950s, we were investing in young leaders, investing in human capital because of our belief in the future of this region and this continent. In fact, a young man named Kofi Annan was one of the first people we provided with a scholarship that allowed him to go to McAllister College in St. Paul, Minnesota. And to this day, the Secretary General Annan refers to that investment in him as a life-changing experience. And what we do at the Ford Foundation is to provide those kinds of life-changing experiences in order to reduce inequality, to build and support a more just country, a more just Nigeria, a more just West Africa, and indeed a more just planet.
And I see that now you have an endowment of $1 billion.
Actually, it's $12.5 billion.
I beg your pardon, $12.5 billion. But okay. But you also did announce that $1 billion that's going to be for what you term mission-related investments.
That's right.
Tell us about that.
That's right, sure. Well, we are using part of that $12.5 billion, $1 billion, to invest in social enterprises, to invest in what we call double bottom line investments that return both a financial impact and a social impact. Together, that total return, we believe, has a larger social impact on society. And the kinds of investments would be investments in housing, financial services, power, all of these projects and enterprises that we've got all over Nigeria return a financial yield to the investor, but also do good for society. And there are many, many challenges and issues in the country of Nigeria that could be solved through impact investing. So this kind of investing, which is growing, going across the continent, is going to be a critical part of our strategy. And indeed, the future of investing on the continent is impact investing.
Do you see this working, for instance, in Nigeria's northeast region?
Absolutely, I see it working. It can work in even conflict zones. It works because there are opportunities to make money. There are opportunities for investment for smart investors. And there are a lot of investors looking for those opportunities. So I believe that this knows no geography, no bounds. Where there is opportunity for capital to be invested and a return, there's an opportunity for impact investing.
You have this Ford Foundation to get towards improving lives, basically. And yes. How much of that would you say has been pushed in the African sub-region? Let's say for West Africa, for instance, where you've been playing very prominently in. How much of that would you say has encouraged local participation, i.e. looking at people who have that kind of support base that can partner with you?
That's a great question, and it's one of the reasons we have offices, and we're one of the few American foundations that has offices in Africa. We have offices in Johannesburg, in Nairobi, in Cairo, and here in Lagos. And that is because we believe we need to be close to the people, the communities, and the challenges that we are missioned to work on. We do not believe that we can, from New York City or Washington, send forward remits here to Africans as to what they need. We have to be here and listen and respond to the priorities of the African people, of the Nigerian people in this case. And being at the grassroots, working with grassroots organizations is something we've done for over 6 decades. So I couldn't agree with you more. This is an imperative. So tell us, ultimately, the challenges here are to be solved by Nigerians. They're not going to be solved by Americans.
So what was the strategy? I mean, how do you execute? You partner with government agencies and the private sector?
We partner with the private sector, with the public sector, and at the center of our work is civil society, because we believe that any healthy, vibrant democracy needs a strong and resilient civil society. So there are many institutions, from universities to human rights groups to educational institutions and beyond, who we have supported over our years here. Because ultimately, if Nigeria is to be a strong nation, as any strong democracy, you've got to have a strong civil society.
We've talked about education. As a matter of fact, you did mention the success story of what's his name now?
The Secretary General.
The Secretary General. And do you see a sprouting of that in Nigeria, for instance, where you could get to a level where education becomes a norm? I mean, in terms of pushing it to that level where the girl child, for instance, is having that opportunity to explore herself to the best of her abilities and be that global figure that represents what women should be today.
Yes. Well, we believe that it is essential that young people, and particularly girls and women, be empowered to participate in all facets of society here in Nigeria and in the world. The potential that can be realized if young girls are empowered, are educated, are given opportunity, is unimaginable on some levels, because the power that comes from investing in girls and women has been demonstrated economically, socially, and otherwise. For the Ford Foundation, today we are investing in new initiatives looking at youth